On this National Nurses Day, nurses across the country face daunting challenges, to say the least. Tonight, a grateful nation is pausing to thank the men and women caring for us all and facing down this virus on the front lines. In Texas, the Blue Angels flew over hospitals to honor essential workers there. Dozens of nurses lined up for the salute in the sky. Our Kaylee Hartung spoke with some of the nurses who left their homes and families behind to fight COVID-19.
It's the worst scene out of a terrible sci-fi movie that you've experienced.
I've been working in Chicago now in an adult ICU for almost 3 weeks.
From far and wide.
Texas, Tennessee, Colorado, Oklahoma, Florida, Arizona, California, Washington. Shout out to all those states, because I've met people from your states.
By the thousands, they keep coming to hotspots desperately in need of help. Some call them nurses. In these challenging times, heroes will do.
I drove down on Sunday, Easter Sunday, dodging tornadoes to get here, and I will not leave the same person.
Heroes like Melissa Moody from Arkansas, who set up a makeshift hospice unit in hard-hit New Orleans in just a matter of days.
The patients that we took care of and the families, it was the most rewarding and life-changing thing I've ever done.
Melissa leaving her husband and 6 children a 9-hour drive away.
There was a lot of apprehension, I think, with my husband and my kids, obviously, but they know me and they know that when I need to do something, I need to do it.
Leaving home during a pandemic is a difficult decision these nurses feel they were called to make. WELLY was about to start a new job as a nurse practitioner in Virginia, where he lives with his 4 kids and his wife, who contracted the virus a month ago.
I was very fortunate being able to stay home and take care of her. But again, there were times that I sat up at night. I didn't sleep because I was looking over, counting breaths, making sure everything was fine. It was scary. It was terrifying. And I think that was kind of a defining moment of, okay, I kind of know what I need to do.
The couple of 15 years are no strangers to helping out, volunteering together in Houston after Hurricane Harvey. So when Aaron saw the growing need for nurses to help with coronavirus patients on New York's Long Island, he didn't hesitate.
What was the conversation like with your wife and with your children? Was there any hesitation, anxiety, concern?
Give me a minute. I'm sorry. It's emotional. My wife went with me to Houston because we both are in this for the same reason. So she understood. She knew. She was like, yeah, if you can go, go. My kids they're scared, and I'm scared, rightly. I am terrified that there might be a possibility that I might not go home, or that I might get sick and be here by myself.
This pandemic offering medical students and nurses on-the-job training they never expected they'd get. Before Nicole YOST made the decision to travel to New York, COVID forced her to make an even tougher decision, closing her medical spa in South Dakota.
It's been a little bit of a whirlwind and huge decisions that are my livelihood.
When you got to New York, when you went to the hospital for the first time, how quickly did you realize this is why I'm here?
Minute 1 of orientation, the staff at Maimonides were exhausted. They've been working 7 days a week. A lot of their coworkers have had COVID or had it at the time.
So right now, you don't know how long you'll stay?
I have no idea.
As long as you're needed?
Yeah.
Wow.
Or until I'm needed at home.
While they can't be with their own families, these nurses offer love and support to their patients who badly need a smile and human interaction.
And the patient just looks at me and says, hi. And I started crying, and the patient started crying, and I said hi back, and we just cried together for a while because we didn't know that this would happen.
This nurse now back home in Alabama, talking about her days in New York City.
So when we do have that moment of hello again, it is the best moment ever.
That's very difficult to tell families that can't see their loved ones. They have to Skype or FaceTime.
In New Orleans, Melissa finding herself in a unique position at her pop-up hospice, where they've had enough PPE to allow visitors.
The very first admission that we had, this man's children showed up to visit. And his son, who came to visit, had not seen his dad in 10 years. And they had been estranged. Since we opened the unit, he was able to see his dad every day for the few days that we had his dad here. And he was actually able to hold his hand as his dad took his last breaths.
Despite not being at home, they're finding ways to decompress and take care of themselves on the road.
And emotionally, you get drained at the end of the shift, and you come home and got nothing else. You don't have much else to give.
But yet you go back every day.
Every day. I try to FaceTime my wife, and it ends with some tears and some emotion, because is that the last time that I'm going to see her? Is that the last time I'm going to see my kids? Because that fear is real. Especially seeing what I've seen here.
Their message to their fellow nurses was overwhelmingly, you are not alone.
I think nurses are made out of special stuff. It could have been easy for all of us to say, you know what, this is a scary disease and we didn't sign up for this. But instead, we all responded with, when do we leave? My bag's packed.
Although it is so hard when you have compassion fatigue and alarm fatigue, and it's frustrating and people are dying, just remember why you're here. Realize that even in a pandemic, you are appreciated. You are so needed. And we just have to keep going.
Emotionally prepare yourself, because we're going into battle together and we're going to do it. We're going to win.
Our thanks to Kaylee for that piece, and our thanks again to the nurses across the country.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.